And the raid on Yo Gotti's brother is due to the fact that Govan and Big Jook are closely tied and closely work with Black Youngster. That's why they really trying to get justice for Dolph right now, and it's almost there. All you Dolph fans, make sure you comment down below with the dolphin emoji. Let me know where y'all from, who you rocking with, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and watch the whole video for the story, because when they asked Big Moochie Grape about the U-Haul, they wanted to know why they had the cleaning fees, because the U-Haul has to be put in somebody's name. And when they opened the back up, it looked like somebody got dragged in there. And so that's why they hit them with the fees and everything like that. And while all this is going on, they hide in the Bentley truck and taking it to that chop shop so it could be stripped down and basically turned into parts pieces that could be shipped out, flown out, and scattered across. So that way it'll be in a thousand pieces that they have to go back and find all of that to put the Bentley truck back together. When they've been, that's why it's been taking so long, is because they have to put the Bentley truck back together one by one, because the fingerprints on the door handles they looking for, they could go back and basically, even though they cleaned off the door handles and the steering wheel, there's still oils from when somebody touched it, and they could still get the fingerprints from the oil stains and the marks in it. And even the hounds, the bloodhounds, scented on the car, on the seats, on the carpet that's on the ground and everything. They said that it's the same cologne that Moneybagg Yo always uses, because one thing you got to understand about these rappers and people with millions and millions of dollars is that they always splurge and buy all the designer high-end stuff. And that's basically what came back to bite them, because when they took the hounds out sniffing and everything, and they seen that it was the bandana that was left over from the cookie shop, they took that set and it led them right to the Bentley shop, where the parts car was waiting at. And as soon as they got there, that's when the dog started barking like they got an exact match, 100% match when it comes to, the dog whisperer is talking, and they said the dog said that this is the car. And so the reason why it all got caught was because they hinted on Moneybagg Yo's cologne that was at the bandana at the cookie shop, and it's the same scent inside of the Bentley that CMG gave him. And so when they told Big Jook and Govan that they already got two of the getaway cars and it's already being tied with both of them, like they have proof that the people that was riding in it already told on all those guys. And so that's why they went and got straight dropping Cornelius first, because they were in the two-door. They knew the dudes in the two-door was going to tell on the dudes in the SUV Bentley truck. And the dudes on the SUV Bentley truck already figured out that one of them, Govan, was the mastermind hitman of this. And usually the person that sits next to him when they go on a trip in that Bentley is usually Govan and Big Jook sitting side by side next to each other. And it only makes sense if that last spot in that third row was for Black Youngster to be watching the whole thing, because why else would Black Youngster take it upon himself to go all the way to the whole area, the Tombstone site, and actually make the diss video there? Because normal people, they wouldn't even want to have to make a diss song about that, because then they know that the feds is going to be watching them, thinking that they the ones who sent the hit, and that's how they get caught, basically. And so if Black Youngster went and made the diss, then he's basically telling everybody by that he's directly connected and that he has his hands in play at it. That's why he dropped the diss song. Most of the time, people don't diss each other for no reason, for fun. Usually, if they still have a beef, if they still was trying to do something to them in the streets, that's when they will go ahead and do the diss. And so the fact that he did a diss, he basically is trying to let people know that it's still at that level that he'll take it to. Like, he went and turned himself in for the 100 shots. He did that. So he went and turned himself in. He agreed to everything, taking responsibility, because at the end of the day, they all knew that Dolph was a stand-up guy. He was not going to press the charges on him like that. He just wanted to be left alone. He didn't want to be the person known for putting somebody and locking them away for 10 years, 100 years. That's supposed to be the other people's job that Black Youngster turned himself to. So he knows they gonna do their jobs, and if they don't do the job, Dolph wasn't gonna press anything on him, and so that's why Black Youngster got to walk. And so since he got to walk, then it's like basically, oh, they was still plotting and planning around for the next time that they could run up on Dolph or anything like that. That's why when he went and made the diss song after Dolph got sent up, it was showing that the hit was successful, that they went through with it and everything. And so that's why he's been on the run. You hear the reports, him already across into Mexico and everything like that. That way they don't take the passport from him, because anybody that knows that when the feds are looking for somebody on the run, they always know that somebody could jump on the flight and go to a whole nother country. That's especially when people that have millions and millions of dollars and have lots of money, they flight risk. They know that they could be on the run for a long time. And that's what could be going on in this situation, because a lot of people say that they haven't seen Black Youngster. The only time that Black Youngster's actually popped out is on some super secret events where the security somehow brings him in undetected and pops him up right in the middle of the backstage. And that's only because those are the times that Yo Gotti says that it's mandatory for Black Youngster to show up, because they got to fulfill the responsibilities of making the sale for CMG to Jay-Z. Because when Jay-Z takes the full ownership of CMG, because right now they went through the sale and they still have to close the deal. And a part of the deal is that the fact that Black Youngster could not catch another a case, he cannot get in trouble, he could not be in the headlines, he has to be ducked away. And there's certain mandatory times that Black Youngster has to pop out, because the investors are going to want to look at him and shake a hand, because they're getting ready to make the decision with Yo Gotti whether or not Black Youngster gets to stay in the CMG that's coming out, the new CMG that Jay-Z is taking over 100%, because everybody knows at this point that Jay-Z and Yo Gotti been working together during this whole time. So the real person that's behind the scenes, that's actually pulling all the strings, the big boss man that's behind that, the big dog that's behind CMG, is really Jay-Z. And when he was trying to get the $32 million to sell CMG, they said that they don't want to have to deal with the repercussions of the RICO charge coming in if Black Youngster is still on the group. And so that's why they're all meeting Black Youngster, and one by one, the investors, and they decide on whether they think that he made a good enough impression to keep him in or not, because they know what the Dolph situation is. They know that if the CMG sale goes through and Black Youngster's still on the group and the RICO hits and everything like that, that they can still get tied up in it. That's why QC sold so quickly, is because they didn't want to have to get the RICO from all the other stuff coming in, from the 4PF or from anybody else. And so that's why they said that they're not going to sell CMG or buy CMG for $32 million unless Black Youngster is taken out of the group and released from the CMG. And so Moneybagg Yo is sitting back looking at this like he doesn't know if he's next. They could take Moneybagg Yo off too because of the Bentley. So it all comes down to basically how they handled the situation with Govan, because everybody knows that there's no way that Govan should have been out this quickly. He had to have told the entire plan and story of exactly what happened for him to let them go. Because even if they let him, they will look to see if he told a BS story, if he was just making it up before they let him go. And so the thing is that they went back and verified everything and said, yeah, he's actually telling, he's actually snitching. What he's saying is matching up with the camera angles and the footage and the witness reports and everything like that. And so Govan had to have said everything. He must have had told him about Yo Gotti. He must have told him about where Black Youngster is, Moneybag Yo, where Big Jook is keeping the stash and everything like that. And that's how they was able to let him go in 2 months. Otherwise, anybody else that would have went down for something like that would have got 100 years. And so now they're gonna be able to do the RICO, but it's gonna not even look like the RICO. They could take the people down one by one in secrecy because Govan just gave them the entire directions and directive of what everybody did that day. So they know the clear involvement of the whole Young Dolph thing. So condolences to Young Dolph. All the Young Dolph fans, put the Dolph emoji in the comments, and I'm gonna catch y'all later. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.